Good evening, AEGEAN 600 race fans. I'm Dobbs Davis here on the fifth of our daily broadcasts here from this fifth edition of this great race. This has been an amazing race. It's going to go down in the history books, not for course records, but I think for toughness. I think that's really the operating word for this race, and toughness comes not always from physical toughness because the wind is really strong and it's a tremendous seamanship challenge. It's also mental toughness and getting through all the roadblocks that have been in this race and the teams that have survived and even thrived. So that's our story today. I am going to step through our tracker. This is what the latest looks like, and having refreshed, and just like in our other editions, I will turn on the wind. And this, as you might remember from yesterday's show, was the story of the day, was the return of the Meltemi, the northwest breeze that's very common here in the Aegean. This arrived this morning very early in the morning, and just like predicted, came in with a tremendous wallop. I was predicting yesterday sort of 30 knots, maybe more. Well, it turns out then, and I'll do this by scrolling back in time to where the leaders that have now finished, what they experienced last night when this thing hit. So 1:30 this morning, in fact, I'll zoom in a little bit here to make this a little more relevant. Yesterday's leaders, both monohulls and multi-hulls, were coming across to the west on their final approach to Mykonos, and then, of course, on to the finish further west. These guys in Daggett, they were positioning themselves, I believe, way up there because they were anticipating having this big wind arrived at pre-dawn hours. So this is 3:14 in the morning, and then boom, it hits right around here. And what happens is interesting. So these guys all get hit with very strong wind. It really came in with a wallop. I asked right at about this stage is 6:30 this morning. So imagine the scene. They've gone through Mykonos. They got hit with this breeze. And in fact, this breeze wasn't 30 knots. It actually hit at 50 knots. So small jibs, double reef mains, huge seas. I mean, this really came in fast. And this is what happens with the Meltemi sometimes in the Aegean. It really, you might know it's coming from a forecast, but when it comes fast. And the guys went way up in here, and I question, why did they do that? Why did they not sail along Rumline like this? And this is actually the key move, because they were ahead boat for boat over Aiolos, who's a Volvo 70, a bigger, faster boat in normal windy circumstances. And so by going way up here, they kind of gave those guys an inside track tactically to get out in front. And the reason was simple. They said it was safer. They could not sail safely with that amount of wind in that boat on that wind angle. So they actually went at a higher wind angle because that was safer for the boat, safer for the spar. As it was, that 50 knots of wind blew all the wind gear off the top of their rig. They didn't have any wind speed, wind indicator. All their instruments were down. So this was quite a blast. Meanwhile, Varuna, Cookson 50, and the Neo 570 Carbonita, those teams able to reef down, able to shift gears and stay more or less on track. The Allegra, of course, is an 86-foot catamaran, so they have a lot of stability and were able to shift gears, I think. And then, of course, the Volvo 70 is built for conditions like that. So that allowed, in this race, Mr. Procopio and his team on the Volvo 70 to get ahead in actual elapsed time and get to the finish with the French team on Daggett. Now, it's interesting, though, because when they did come down to this angle, then they went really fast. They put up the sails. They didn't have any wind instruments. Here they're not going so fast because they're in a kind of a transition zone there. But I remember seeing on the final approach in this part of the leg, 12.6 knots. I think they hit some 13s and 15s. So once they got their big sails up, they just sped off into the finish. So order of finish was first Aeolus, first monohull, first boat across the finish line. Next was Allegra, the 86-foot catamaran, first multi-hull, followed by Daggett, which is Karkik 54, and then in this line of order, Varuna and Carbonita. So they did a great job, and one of the things to notice, of course, is the gap between this lead group of 5 boats and the next group. Optimum here was, that's a Karkik 47. Pretty big gap there. They came in, actually they came in just about an hour ago. And then behind them for the rest of the evening will be these guys. In fact, what I'll do now is just scroll forward, get us back in real time. These are where they are in the course. I think the next one in will be this big Swan 80, Umiko, and there's enough wind to push them along. But that first lead group, I mean, the reason they were out in front is not so much the outright speed they had in these, blazing Meltemi conditions. It's how they played the light air, because there was plenty of it on this course. And so I really think hats off to them. Chris Hemmons, who's a skipper on the Cookson 50, he's done several transpacks, 2,225 miles to Hawaii. He said this race is 1/3 of the length, but he said they did 3 times or 4 times as many sail changes. The toughness required for this race, he said, was just outstanding. And he and his team were really beaming with smiles when they came back. They knew they'd really accomplished a great thing. So we may not have set any course records out here in this year's race, but it was just a fantastic contest. And then some will still be out there tonight. I'm going to scroll out a little bit and just show you that this is the train of boats that are on their way. This is about 8:45 local time. They'll be marching along. The good news is I think they'll have breeze all night. Even though this is shown as blue up here, I think the speeds are still pretty good. The Swan 80 is going 11 knots, so they must have something better than 10 knots of wind. So sometimes this isn't always depicting what's actually out there. So we'll start seeing boats coming in here through the rest of the evening, and certainly all day, most of the day, all day tomorrow. I'm afraid, though, that those that are way down here in the race course, they're going to struggle to make it back here by the time limit on Saturday. I think everybody over here will be okay. So these teams over here might face a decision. So that's my program for tonight. Oh, and I just wanted to show you one more thing, which is official results. Don't pay attention to the YB tracker when you're looking for official results. Go here to the website. At the bottom of the home page, click on results, and you're going to get this page. And these are organized by the classes and the rating systems. So these have official times, official results. And as you can see, at this stage, Varuna is winning in corrected ORC time. In IRC overall, well, look at that. Varuna is winning there too. So they're probably enjoying a nice evening watching this. But again, still time out there. There might be some reshuffling of these results, but we'll know here in the next few hours. Anyway, I'm Dobbs Davis, and thanks for listening in. I appreciate you all being here and listening to this, and we'll look forward to giving you another report tomorrow evening.